Hey guys, welcome back to part 14 of this WordPress tutorial for beginner series. Today what we're going to do is we're going to focus on making our site look a little better. We're not going to go super in-depth on building a really cool site in this. I know I first talked about a flower shop site without any e-commerce on it or anything, and we might go for something really basic, just like a really basic flower shop business one-page site or something, because I mostly wanted to show examples of actually how to create the physical thing on your server, move it to a live server, get it active. Not really specifically the interior specifics about styling and picking out images and where to get images and all that. And I'll have all videos on all this stuff in the future when I actually start developing some sites real time. So let's just get right into getting the site to look a little better with this theme. So as you probably can recall, when we first installed this theme, the preview image for it looked quite a bit different than this drab site where we just kind of went into the customizer, if you remember, and we just made some changes on colors and all that. So what I want to do is I actually want to show you how this theme, each theme's different, but how this one does its thing. So in the dashboard, if we actually go down into our appearance and we go to the Stranger WP, and once again, actually let me just show you what theme we're using. I just randomly clicked this Stranger WP theme from the themes when we added a new theme. It was just one in the repository. It actually added two versions of itself, one that was a premium version and one that's the free version. But in order to make it look like this, the way they have it look here, if you go to the About Stranger WP, which is its theme options, it's going to give you this. And in its recommended actions, it actually wants you to install a plugin called Arial Extra. And I already had it do it, but I'm just going to activate it. And when you do that, and it'll be under your plugins, and you'll see it when you go to your plugins. Right here, we're just going to activate that, and what you're going to find is that it actually does what, to your homepage, what looks like the example. So if we refresh our homepage, okay. So as you can see, it now created this, it changed. Remember when I said how easily WordPress changes the way it looks? So really all this stuff got changed into your site instantly. So now this is actually what our site looks like on the front end. And all of this can be changed around. I didn't look into the specifics of this theme, but I'm sure it has it in its options on how to change it. It's probably in the WordPress customizer. So it has this top slider section for us and all that kind of stuff, and then it added some stuff here, our trusted services and all that, and I'm sure it looks pretty good on mobile. We could also check that out in the customizer. So this already made a huge difference on how the site looks, obviously. Let's head into the customizer, which the easiest way to do that is through right here. And while that's loading, I actually wanted to go back to the page and show you kind of how you edit a page. So when we went into our pages, this isn't actually something I showed in depth because we weren't at a point where we needed to do this. And also, as you can see, the plugin added it added a bunch of new pages on its own. An About Us page, a Blogs page, Home. It added a bunch of stuff completely on its own. Actually, look, it added a new home page, which it set as its front page. It actually overrode our home page we created and set this as its front page. So let's edit that. Okay, so this is just our blank home page, and this content, let's see. So this page, as you know, the SEO stuff is all set through all-in-one SEO because this is our homepage. And so these are some blocks that it gives you: status and visibility. This is if the page is public or private and when it was published. The permalink is actually where the site is, or what the page is, where its location is. So like if it was about us, it would probably say /about-us, and the slug would be about us. Featured image, this is usually for blog posts or if the theme has a space for featured image, which in this case I don't think it does. I think it's done through something else. Discussions, if you allow comments or not. By default for pages you don't. And then page attributes. Here's something I really wanted to show, which is a template page. A lot of times themes will actually have templates built in. There's a default WordPress template, and then sometimes there'll be templates that the theme author has created. In this case, they have the front page as the template they're using for the front page, which has all this information in it. And the way this is all set up and styled, that's done through that template page. If we were to change it to like blog right sidebar or something, it would look different than this. This would disappear. And then parent page, this is actually for your menu and for a few other things, but you can make it a child of another page. So that's pretty much the basics for here. This is, and then where you can type in, you can change your title of your page and what your permalink is, and then you can add content to your page. But in this particular theme, let's take a look at what it has for our front page, because as you can tell, since we activated that plugin, it gave us some different stuff in here we didn't see last time, like front page sections. So there's the main slider, and here's the slider item, and another slider item. So see right here is where you have the ability to update your slider items and take them out. In this particular theme, we're kind of just doing a quick coverall of this particular theme, and you could go with a different theme, and all of them, like I said, kind of get configured in their own way. But this is how you could do this. And so slider, you could disable it, and it takes it out of your site if you don't want it. So then it just takes us straight to there. But in this case, we'll leave that slider. So if we wanted a picture of flowers, for example, say we wanted this top section about flowers. We're just going to do this real quick. So a great place for free images is actually Pexels. The website is actually called Pexels.com. This is a really great place for free images, for free stock photos. So let's just go here and type in flowers. Okay, and let's say we wanted one of these in our slider. And of course, you know, I'm not saying these are like what you'd go with or that they look really great or anything, but let's just go with this one right here. Okay, so look, free to use. So that's actually Creative Commons, meaning we can use it however we want. So let's take a look at that again, and let's go for a high resolution. Maybe not that high resolution, maybe like right here. And you're gonna have to be careful how big images are. They're kilobytes, because it will slow down your site if you have tons and tons and tons of pictures. Okay, so we downloaded that image, and I went ahead and put it on my desktop. And so back on the site now, let's say we wanted to change the background of this. We could go to that first slide item and go down to the bottom to the image, and we could upload an image. And let's go ahead and just select it from the desktop. We're just sitting on our desktop, and I put it right here. And let's load it in, and I don't know how, let's see, all these images must have got loaded in by the plugin, because I didn't upload these images of Lowe's and all that. Okay, so let's go ahead and just hit full size, insert into the post, and it's going to change that background image with the flower that we wanted. So that's a little closer to a flower looking website. And then also up here we could just say like Bob Belfort's flower shop. Okay, and then let's take this and let's say best dang flower shop in Chicago. And let's actually get rid of the second slider item and publish that. Okay, so now we just have the first flower shop with this check it out. And we could go through and change all this information, and I'll just show you based on this plugin, like the theme info area. This takes you to each spot. And by the way, remember how I said each spot has a little icon with a pencil? So if you hit edit, it will actually take you to that spot in the theme editor. This sometimes is a faster way than doing it the way I was showing you, where you're actually searching through. So say you wanted to edit these little buttons right here, you just hit this, and it takes you to the spot, and it actually looks like you can add more info. Or no, you need to upgrade to their other one. But actually it has the font awesome icons that you can use for right here, and it's actually pretty cool for just a basic plugin. Oh, all right, so anything you want to change, like I was saying, you could easily do that just by hitting these buttons and then doing it through there. So we could change this to say anything we want. All this stuff is editable through the way that these guys did it through the customizer. So I could go through and do all this stuff individually, and I might do that in the next video, but I'm kind of thinking that maybe we'll just push through to getting this set up and pushed out on the server, because I kind of want to show you guys what that looks like. And I'm not really too worried about the specific content of this site. Like I said, I'm going to make quite a few tutorials about actually building specific sites, like a real estate website and like an Amazon market website and all kinds of stuff. So that's going to come in the future anyway. But this looks way better than what we had just a few minutes ago, just by changing the plugin and adding it in. And by the way, what do you see right here? Latest news, right? But what late news do we have? Well, we didn't have any news. Or, yes, we did. We installed the curating plugin, if you remember, and look what the curating plugin's doing. Remember, it created those new content for us, and that's kind of cool, because then our news isn't just empty. We can keep updating that and putting stuff in it. So I think for the most part, you're kind of getting the picture on this particular video. There really wasn't any specific thing in this video besides just doing a little bit of editing and showing you on this particular theme how I added in its own section in the customizer and all that, and you can still change all the other stuff that you change by default, like your background images and your colors and your typography and all that. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just publish this and then exit out of it and take a look at the front end. And so now here's our new site. And I'm okay with this just to be our basic site to push out so we can focus on more of the other parts. Because playing with the themes and the styling of your website is something that you can do fairly simply. And a lot of it is straightforward and self-explanatory. And on top of that, I'm going to make tutorial series that are more in-depth on this stuff. This, like I keep saying, is just to get you basics of setting up a site, getting a theme put on it, getting it put on a server, and actually having something you can send people to. So in the next video, I think what we're going to do is we're going to put a big, huge contact form on this. We might get rid of some of these sections, like maybe we'll get rid of our portfolio section, maybe we'll get rid of testimonials section, maybe we'll just right over the testimonials, maybe we'll just add a contact form or something, and then we'll configure contact 7 and make a basic form. So that should wrap us out for part 14 of just kind of getting the site to look a tiny bit better, a little more presentable, so we can at least put it on a server. Hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. I would appreciate it. And once again, leave me a comment. Is this moving too fast? Is it moving too slow? Do you want to see certain things more customized, or do you have anything you'd like to see in future videos about anything in particular? This theme, different themes, or if you want to see a specific site build or type. And other than that, I look forward to seeing you guys in part 15.